This episode is actually going to give you some insight on the group that really started to their interest in having podcasts to discuss Juneteenth, where it all began. I'm going to introduce you to one of the members. He is Ronald Dean. And I'm going to let Ronald introduce himself as far as what he has been doing and what he did previously before we start talking about how this all began.
Okay. My name is Ronald Dean, and I am the Vice President of the Galveston Island African American Treasures. I am a VOI. If you're not familiar with that terminology, it's born on the island, so I was born on the island in Galveston. And been raised there. And I started my educational experience at Holy Rosary Catholic School and managed to get through that to the 7th grade, because that's as far as it went. It used to be a high school, but it went down to the 7th grade. So after that, went to a junior high called Goliad for 1 year, with the 8th grade. And then from there on to Central, graduated in 65 from Central High. Shortly after that, volunteered and was enlisted into the Marine Corps. And soon after that, found myself in Vietnam. So I didn't go to college right away, but my classes was much more intense than they were at TSU. So after that, I came back and got out of the Marine Corps and didn't have much experience in as far as things that I could use in civilian life. So I found a job working at the shipyard. Didn't need any skills. I didn't like it very much. So I learned how to weld, because they made more money. It was a little better class job, but you made a lot more money. So I did that and learned how to do different types of welding. So that increased my pay quite a bit. So I didn't like that much either. So what I did was went to work in the daytime and went to school at night. I went to Galveston College. Then I found a job that demanded my traveling. So I wound up going to a lot of different states. I spent a matter of maybe 3 to 9 months in different states in the United States, different cities. And I had the opportunity to go to Tarrant County Junior College in Fort Worth. I went to SAC in San Antonio, Austin Community College in Austin. Went to University of Houston, went to Northwestern, traveled a lot. So, and that was my standards for it. Then I came back to Galveston after all that traveling. So my uncle passed away and left me the family home. And I wasn't ready to settle down, but so I did a little bit more traveling. But those old houses, this house was built in 1885. We acquired the house a little after 1900. And I would like to say that I'm proud that this house, after about almost 140 years, is still standing in a real good shape, because everyone took care of it. And like I said, my family and I have witnessed a lot that African Americans have contributed to Galveston, surrounding areas, and the United States. So I thought that I would like to be in this group, because our main purpose is to gather information on African Americans and their experience in Galveston and in the state of Texas. And some of it's not so pretty, and some of it is. But as we mourn our failures, and we celebrate, our everything that we have done good. We celebrate that too, all the good things. So what we want to do is gather this information, make it available to public for research or just public interest. And one of the things I like about this group is that we've all experienced this together, because I've been knowing you since I was a kid, and William and Martha too. So we all have been knowing each other since we were children. So, and I'm enjoying myself working with you all, and knowing that the dedication that you have and the things that you do, knowing that I'm not wasting my time. So it's been a grand experience to have been invited into this group and to hold the position that I hold. I'm grateful.
Well, actually, it's 4 of us, as you just said. We have Martha and Marsh Majors and William Ross. The 2 of them, unfortunately, are ill and couldn't make this set, but we hope that in the future that they will be able to talk about their time. As you said, we were all together at this Catholic school.
Absolutely.
Holy Rosary Catholic School, and that ended up being the nucleus. I think we went to lunch one day and ended up at my house, and that's where it all began.
Right.
And at that time, we had yet to decide which one of the projects that we were going to start to do. But we knew coming down the path, we wanted to support one of the areas, which was in education, especially the fact that we all graduated on the same year and from Central High School in Galveston, and one of our members graduated from Lincoln, which is on the mainland. But we are just excited that we were able to start talking about the activities, and then this grant came forward and we jumped on it, and that's how the podcast began. Now we are ready to start on some other projects, and then Ronnie is going to be the lead person to that. You want to talk about?
Yeah, what we're going to do is gather as much information and paraphernalia concerning our main interest is Holy Rosary, but when you gather information, some of it is just, it comes to you from different places. So there would be some incidentals on, side of what we're doing. What we're going to do is put a photographic portfolio together. And I'm trying to get all of the attendees from Holy Rosary from the time its inception up until the last day of its existence. And so people can go in and see back on, look back on who was there, what year they were there, and possibly what was going on at the time they were there. How was Galveston? What level were they operating at the time we were there? So that's going to be quite a project. It's very interesting, because I know a lot of people that's older than I that attended Holy Rosary. So I think it's a big interest in it, and I think they're going to like giving up some of this material to see this thing come to fruition.
Because we attended there as elementary school, we didn't realize that it had been a high school.
Exactly.
Until some of the members of our group provided the diplomas of their parents.
Exactly.
And
yes.
So again, it's just one thing led to another in order to make us understand that there is so much history that we don't know. We also was very fond of a nun that we all really cared about, and of course, we have laughed together and talked about antics and things that happen in the school. And what was interesting to us, even though around us there were brick schools, we really went to a one-room wooden school that had 2 classes. So you were in kindergarten, then you went to first and second together, the second and third, the third and fourth, and the fifth and sixth, and then the seventh, And so we often laugh about the fact that we actually can say that we went to a wooden building that had just one classroom with 2 different grades. And so you can see what the kinship arise and the activities that we felt that we could do. And because of our golden age, we decided that these are things that we can bring about and let from the past and the present, and let people know so that in the future we can leave something to the community of Galveston.
And think about that wooden school. The bathrooms were outside. Think about wintertime. Hey, that was quite an experience in itself. I think one of the things that fueled us into working this project and forming this organization is the simple fact that that nun that you were talking about was being honored in Louisiana.
Yeah.
A bunch of us went down to see her, and I think that's one of the things that said we need to do something.
Yes.
We need to create something. We need to have something, a memory, on record that people can go back and look at, and then it snowball into this thing, which is I think it's a wonderful project to work on. I'm really excited about it. So I'm going 100% into it.
William is our president of our group, and I'm like a secretary treasurer, and Martha is as well. And so we're there to help keep the books. And anytime that there are those who hear of us, we're hoping that they will come and help motivate us to continue doing activities that will bring about the history and preservation of memories of Galveston, Texas.
Yes, and I remember when we were in, because the school and the church was on the same block. So you would go to mass at 6 o'clock, and we was altar boys. So we'd go to mass at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then walk from the church to the school, and then go to school all day, and sometimes come back and clean the church in the evening with them. But I remember doing first communions and confirmations that, you had to dress in these white suits, and the girls were in white dresses and stuff, and they would march around the block to show everybody that they made their confirmation. That was quite an experience there to see these young people, have a religious background, and showing people that it's okay to have that background and be proud of it, So that's one of the things that, and all of these things are like puzzles that put you together as you grow older. All of these things are being integrated into whatever you are, what you're going to be. And I think that that experience at Holy Rosary had a lot of influence on everybody that went there.
See, some of us were non-Catholic that attended Holy Rosary. And of course, those experiences were important to us.
Exactly.
Because in the days of old, when at the Catholic diocese, they didn't pay for the African American children to attend the Catholic schools. So therefore, everyone who went to Holy Rosary had to pay. And so that afforded some of the rest of us to be able to attend the Catholic school, especially if you were born in September, because, there is a break-off time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to go to school earlier, you got to go to Holy Rosary.
You talking about the pay thing. And we had to pay for the tuition, you had to pay for your books, you had to pay for uniform. If you went on a trip anywhere, you had to pay for that. So our parents really made some monumental sacrifices to keep us in that situation.
Well, I'm just glad that we got together, we decided to do this, and we're going to continue moving forward. We're hoping that people will listen to the podcast, come to Galveston, enjoy themselves where it all began, and find out about the treasures. That's how we named it, Galveston, because we lived in Galveston. We also let people understand that Galveston is an island, and of course we're African American, and we said there are so many treasures that exist in Galveston. We want people to know what they are.
Exactly. As I had mentioned, I did a lot of traveling, but when that ferry docked at the Galveston side of the bay, or either I came to the apex of that causeway, I would get a feeling that I got nowhere else. And I've lived in Canada, Argentina, Mexico City, lived all over the place. But it's like Alice in Wonderland. There's no place like home. And I'd come across the bridge and I would see the oleander trees with some of them had red flowers, pink flowers, white flowers, and they'd be swaying in the wind with palm trees. And no matter how tired I was, I could have been driving 20 hours. I would go up to the boulevard and smell that Gulf air, that fresh Gulf air, and maybe get out of my truck and just stand on the beach and let the wind just bathe my face and know that I was home. Because Galveston is a very interesting place. It's a very beautiful place. It's a friendly place. Come to Juneteenth and see what it's all about. And even after that, or before that, come to Galveston and enjoy yourself. It's an immense amount of things to do here. In the evenings, there are bands that come and play at the amphitheater. Right across the street from the library, there's a little theater over there where bands come and play, marching bands, play all of the John Philip Sousa's famous marches and some concert music. There's the Opera House. In the restaurants, the proprietors of the restaurants are so gracious in the way they accept you coming in. So it's a lot of things to do here. You can come here and enjoy yourself just on the weekend, during the week. Come during the week. If you don't like crowds, come during the week where it's nice and quiet and everything is available to you. So Galveston is a wonderful place to be. I've been here for 77 years. I know.
Well, I am so very happy that you were able to come in so that I could let everybody know that we are a group that's working hard, and we need people to call us and let us know if they have some ideas that they have and want us to do. And we are ready to work and participate in making sure that information in Galveston is preserved. So thanks, Ronnie, for coming and talking about our group.
I'd like to reiterate that if there's anybody out there that has any information they want to give us, any artifacts they want to donate, let us use for a while, or take some pictures. I can always scan the pictures and you get the originals back. Just let us use them, and we'll be glad to use those things. Thank you.
Well, thanks. I think we will end this particular episode, and hopefully when we can get with our other two partners, that we can come back again and give some more information.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Thanks for inviting me here. I had a wonderful time.